What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 72 of Thinktwice, the magic and pop culture show hosted by me, Justin Parnell, and my co-host, Ali Aintrazi.
What's up, Justin? How you doing?
That's you.
That is me.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I gotta say, I'm a lot better this week than I was last week.
That's good. You sound better. You sound less clogged up, I guess.
Yeah, I was
congested.
So I thought I was kind of in the middle of being sick when we recorded last week. I was not. I was on the front. I was on the front end, unfortunately.
Oh, man. So you got. Are you recovering now? Or you recovered?
I'm still recovering, but I'm mostly recovered. I won't say I'm 100%, but I'm probably 90%.
Okay. All right.
I was about 60%. 50, probably about 50% when we recorded last week, and it took a dive from there. Unfortunately, just to pull back the curtain a little bit, we record on a Wednesday, and last Thursday was Thanksgiving, and I was the sickest on Thanksgiving of all days.
Perfect.
I was in bed for all but about 3 hours total, maybe not even that. That's actually probably a exaggeration, probably for about an hour the whole day.
Jeez, you were...
It was awful.
You were destroyed.
I was destroyed. Oh yeah, I was in rough shape.
Man.
So that was my Thanksgiving. I know we talked a little bit last week about what we thought our Thanksgiving was going to be. I did correctly predict that I was sick on Thanksgiving for the second year in a row, I might add, for some reason. I don't know why that is. But
it's
either
a sign.
way,
It's a sign.
A sign of what?
I mean, I don't know. That's something you got to figure out.
You're right. You're totally right. I'll engage on this journey alone.
Yeah. Just so for yourself.
Other than Thanksgiving, obviously, as you said last week, you predicted you were having a great Thanksgiving and that you were going to have your most successful stream ever on Thanksgiving.
And it happened.
And you actually did. And you know what? I even said that I watched that stream. I actually did watch. As I lay in bed, I watched it for most of the evening until I just fell asleep. Yeah.
Nice. I saw you there for a little bit.
Well, I said I re-upped my well, you Twitch. Know that I was there because I re-upped my Twitch Prime subscription.
Right, but I had no idea how long you'd been there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so. But yeah, the Thanksgiving stream was a huge success, mostly because I guess people were doing other things like Thanksgiving. But we had the most.
What idiots!
I know, the highest numbers. I think we broke 1,400 at one point, which is pretty big.
Yeah,
cool.
you were 1453 is the highest that I saw it get.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Yeah, no, I think that's great.
Yeah, hasn't been as high since then, but we'll get there eventually. One day. But I've been focusing mostly on streaming last week, over the weekend a bit. And then I had a festival on Sunday, which was a Christmas parade. Did that.
How was that?
Kind of bad because it was 4 hours. It was from 4 to 8. Okay. So we had to get there early, set up, and then just wait around, and then after it starts at 4. After 6 p.m., everybody clears out. There's nobody left.
Great.
Yeah. So then at 7, the person that's organizing the whole thing's like, okay, we're packing up. We're about to leave. We're like, yeah, there's still nobody here. We've had no customers for the past 30 minutes, so we've been packing up too. So it was 2 hours long. We didn't lose money, which surprisingly, which was, I guess, good.
I guess at that point you're crossing your fingers that that math checks out at the end of the night.
Yeah, and it did. Still crappy. I personally hate one-day shows. I despise them because you have to get up, you have to set up, you have to work.
Essentially the same amount of prep for one day as it is for 3 or 4.
It's a lot, yeah. Imagine going to an open, setting up your booth and everything.
Oh, I know.
And then turning it down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the same amount of prep to do a one-day event as it does a multi-day event.
Yeah, it's most miserable.
It takes almost the same resources.
Yeah. I don't enjoy it. Don't enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, but you have had a lot of great streams over the last week.
I have. I have. I've been streaming more. And I think I'm gonna stream also this weekend. Since I'm not going to Baltimore, try that new Cascade event. Seems sweet.
It looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, and that's going to be appropriate because you having the ability to test this weekend by streaming is going to lead into our first topic, which is Ali preparing for the Invitational. But before we get into that, of course, we want to make sure to hit our question of the week from last week, and that was, of all of the cards that they left out of UMA, what is the most unreasonable thing that people could be upset about? And this was actually one that you and I agreed on.
Yes, because we didn't plan our answers beforehand.
Yes, which we don't always do that. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. If I think we're going to be like, say exactly the same thing, or like, I'm going to say this, just to make sure that we don't say the same thing. But of course we didn't do it this time, and we both just said fetch lands. Fetch lands are not in Ultimate Masters. And the poll, 90% of you agreed that you thought fetch lands should have been in the set. And then 10% of you said, nah, that's fine, but here's some other cards. Also,
stuff, yeah.
Kudos to those of you that said reserve list cards, because that's the most unreasonable of all, because they're just not going to reprint those.
Yeah, I wish they would, but yes, I agree.
But they're not going to. So no need for us to harp on that.
I think this is like the biggest landslide, or the biggest like we had 9% fetch lands. Is that the biggest poll ever? A one-sided poll.
It is. I mean, honestly, it's pretty low considering there's only one answer. I can't believe it only got 90. I was expecting like 97%. But some people were like, no, that's reasonable. But how about these other cards that should have been in there?
Yeah, I saw some card. Yes, well, I saw someone say DeMarc Tudor, and I was like, well, then you say, hey, DeMarc Tudor's already in there. Oh, okay, never mind. So,
wow, my prayers have been answered immediately. Yeah, I can't believe that.
I should say, I won the lottery, and then 2 seconds
later,
Ollie,
as it turns out, you have won the lottery.
Yay!
UMA is a great set. I mean, I don't really have much else to say about it. Oh, yeah, of course, there's some cards that are missing, but there's only so many cards you can put in, and they pretty much did a lot.
Yeah,
they did a lot. They didn't change the stupid art for Dig Through Time, though. The box art is different, and Dig Through Time is in the set, but the box art is different from the not box art, from the set art. What? What is happening with that?
I don't know. That's weird. I feel like a lot of the cards too were maybe used for what do you call it? New Ixalan like masterpieces, because Ixalan was supposed to have masterpieces.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of the cards like Gamble, it looks like a pirate.
Yeah.
Goblin.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is probably supposed to be a masterpiece from Ixalan when they stopped doing them. And then obviously a lot of other masterpieces they're just used for. I guess Kanto was a promo, which obviously was a masterpiece, I imagine.
Yeah. They've already said that the Judge Vampiric Tutor was a masterpiece because it's like an Ixalan vampire.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Then that's definitely the case. Because Gamble was the one that like tipped me off, because Gamble looked very.
Yeah, there's a handful of them for sure, and they're like, just put them in this Ultimate Master set.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I guess kind of cool use of the art. Still rare cards, still like quote unquote masterpieces because they're rare, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we just want to remind everyone to, if you are not doing so right now, check out our Patreon and consider supporting us there. Patreon.com/ThinktwiceMTG. We have a lot of great rewards tiers, including our $1 Augur Bolus tier, gets you early access to the show, gets you access to our Discord channel, which is really great, and gets you a set of Ali and Justin tokens. We also have other rewards tiers, including our $30 Agent of Bolus tier. That actually, there's only one spot left for that, but that lets you work with me one-on-one for a deck with Commander Versus that I will be guaranteed to play, which is a rare feat indeed. Over the last 2 weeks on Commander Versus, well, next week, which you guys haven't seen yet, but next week and then last week featured our other two Augur or Agent of Bolus supporters and Daniel Hunt and Matt Lindell, me playing both of their decks. So if you want to work with me on Commander Versus, this is an opportunity for you to do so. Other than that, thanks to everyone that's listening on one of our platforms, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and now Spotify. If you don't mind, leave a short review, 5-star review, comment, subscription, like, anything you can to help spread the word on social media. We'd really appreciate that. All right. We want to also, before we get on, I want to give a quick shout out to our newest patron supporter, Nick Z. Nick, thank you for your support. Thank you for joining the Thinktwice family. We hope you're enjoying your time so far.
Welcome, Nick C.
Yes.
I appreciate it as well.
All right. Now, Ollie, are you ready for the Invitational at SCGCON yet?
I think I'm more ready for the standard portion than I've ever been.
Wow. That is strong words coming from you.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, in that case, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to dive in with the standard master, Ali Aintrazi, and see what the Invitational prep is looking like.
I was going to go to Baltimore this weekend, but you had something come up where you weren't going to go, and then I decided, I don't really want to go by myself. Not by myself, but it's like I really enjoy going with Justin to events. And now with like MG Arena, it's kind of like hard. It's like, okay, I can drive 5 hours, get a hotel, play this amount of time, and that and see some friends, but. Or I can stay at home, play whenever I want, sit on schedule, don't have to drive anywhere, no wear and tear on my car. So,
yeah, as much as going to events is great, for me at this point, there's a lot that has to line up. Like, it can't just be, I want to just go play Magic. Like, that's just not enough for me anymore. I wish it was, but at this point in my life, it's just not. There's too many other factors. There's too many other factors.
Yeah. That paired with the Cascade event they're having this weekend on MG Arena, where basically you build a deck and every card cascade. The first card you cast every turn cascades. I was like, okay, well, let's do this. This will be fun.
Yeah, how could I possibly pass this up?
Yeah. So passing at Baltimore for that. But we have been playing a lot of standard on MG Arena, so I am ready for the standard portion of the Invitational. Things might change here and there, but I'm kind of not locked in, but yeah, I am the most locked in I've ever been with Chromatic Black. I may switch some cards here and there, but overall, the deck has been performing really well.
That's awesome.
A lot better than Rainbow Lich. Rainbow Lich was really good against Golgari, Selesnya tokens, mid-range Selesnya, and Boros Angels. All which are decks that have kind of like fallen off, or fallen out of favor. Where Just Control has popped up more. Is it Drake's has popped up a lot more.
That's been my deck of choice by a lot. I actually have a lot to say about that, but I'll let you keep going.
Yeah, and Rainbow Lich doesn't really have a favorable matchup against either of those. Like, sure, you can beat them, but it's really hard. Chromatic Black demolishes the aggressive decks. You just like really good against aggressive decks, and actually think the matchups against Control and Drakes are fair or even. Your worst matchup with Chromatic Black is probably going to be Golgari with Vraska, Small Vraska, Vivian Reed, and Big Vraska. But even the Golgari lists are like trimming a lot of Vraskas too. The small one anyway, the small Vraska.
The 4-mana Vraska?
Yeah, Vraska, Golgari Queen.
Yeah.
And the reason is because Chromatic Black is so heavy on artifacts. It has like Treasure Map, it has Chromatic Lantern, now we have Thematic Compass, and all those things, all three of those planeswalkers kill your artifacts. And on top of that, your threats are Demon Lord Bells and Lock, Visit Perun, Doom Whisperer, and all those things are huge flying threats, which Vivian Reed hits, and so does Vraska Relic Seeker, and that's like the problem there.
Yeah. I mean that makes total sense. And we talked a little bit a couple of weeks ago about the black green deck and how I feel like it's kind of it lacks an identity, which overall is probably bad for the deck because it makes it difficult to really that seems like it's going to be a difficult deck to win a tournament with, just because you're never going to be the most powerful deck playing the black green deck. But
Yeah.
But that also does play to your strengths, because then it's difficult for people to kind of prepare for all of the different angles you can attack from. Now, it's not a lot of angles, but as far as like individual cards, like you could just not be running a card that maybe 75% of the other people playing that deck are running, right?
Yeah. There's no definite list for that deck
Yeah.
by any means. I think it's the case for a lot of decks, but Golgari, like, some play Wild Growth Walker, some don't. Some play Trophy, some don't. Some play Rest Contempt, some don't. It's very like
Planeswalker suite is all over the place. You have Karn, Vivian, both Vroskas, any combination of those.
Yeah, and Karn too sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I said. I said Karn, Vivian, both Vroskas.
Oh yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So
Yeah.
all that. And some have like Eldritch Reborn. Some have like, I've just seen all kinds of stuff. So, and there's even some like I've seen some the new one popping up like Citrus Supplier, and it plays Molder Hulk that brings like Memorial of Folly.
Yeah.
That loop. Then it has the Golgari Raiders. So just play it and like you attack for like a 10/10 hasty Raiders. So I've seen like all kinds of variants, and they all seem like decent, but it makes it hard for other decks to have something good against them.
Yeah, to kind of focus in on.
Yeah, the best thing I found against them is the Immortal Sun. They usually have a hard time dealing with the Immortal Sun because it obviously stops all the Planeswalkers, and they usually don't have like 4 trophies. They have like 2 or 3, and some have like none main deck too. So
yeah.
Yep.
Especially when one of their only ways to stop it is they can destroy that with Planeswalkers, but
they can't.
They can't. Yeah.
Yeah. And most don't play Thrashing Bonton anymore. So
yeah, exactly.
Because
But again, it's a function of the deck is maybe they can just randomly pick it up and have it in their deck, and it's not a surprise. Okay, so so you've obviously been. You said leading in this was the most prepared you've been for Standard and ever.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, that's a bold claim, because I feel like you have had a significant amount of success in your career playing this format, and it's the format you have played the most and been the most prepared for just in the history of you playing Magic. And it's just crazy to me that this is the time where you feel like you're the most prepared.
It's just I think it's because I've just played so much. I've played so much Standard. I've played against like almost all the decks. I know how almost every deck functions. I've brewed a ton of new decks in this format. Like usually, I only have time to make one good deck every standard set.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I made like, I'll say at least 2 or 3 really good decks, and then like 20, like not 20, like 10 new decks.
Yeah.
So
and 10's a lot. 3 is a lot.
Yeah, but like going from Rainbow Lich to now Chromatic Black, and they're both like definitely unique brews. Those are 2 really good decks in my opinion. I think Rainbow Lich has fallen off favor, but Chromatic Black is just a really good deck right now.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe people tuning in maybe they don't know what Chromatic Black is. The reason why it's called Chromatic Black is because it is a mono black deck, basically. Essentially, it has 22 swamps and 3 Cabal Strongholds. All your cards in main deck are mono black or colorless, except for 2 Niv-Mizzet Perun.
Easy splash.
Easy splash, yeah. And the way you cast Niv-Mizzet Perun is through 4 Chromatic Lanterns. You have 4 Chromatic Lanterns in the deck. You can cast Niv-Mizzet on turn 5, or you can cast him later when you draw Lantern or Niv-Mizzet. I usually don't have a hard time with him because you also have 4 treasure maps, which helps you find that Lantern or find that Niv-Mizzet or bottom the Niv-Mizzet if he's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So you usually don't have a problem with that. And the power of this deck comes from, like, obviously the payoff card for this deck is Cabal Stronghold. That card lets you do like some really nasty things. Being able to cast 2 spells per turn against control decks is how you beat them, and Cabal Stronghold enables that very, very well.
Yeah. As someone who is famous for tapping Cabal coffers for mana,
Yeah,
I understand.
I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, how powerful that can be on just a land without having to make too many sacrifices to deck building.
Yep. And then when you have, obviously Chromatic Lantern ramps you, but once you have it online, the deck runs 4 Masterminds Acquisition.
Ali Aintrazi staple.
Dude, I love that card, by the way.
I know.
I think it's my favorite card in Standard. Yeah, I think it is. Anyways, so that card without Chromatic Lantern is just a fine card to tutor up your Bells Unlocked, to tutor up your Eldritch Reborn or your Karn or whatever you need main deck, or even your Josu Vest Lich Knight.
Yep.
And then, but then we have Lantern. It just like, you become like a whole different deck. Like, you get to abuse the mana from Cabal Stronghold, which forces you to be one color. But then with Lantern, you're able to like start wishing for, or Mastermind's acquisition for like your sideboard, and the sideboard has like bullets that are not mono black that are very powerful. Like you have, Sanguine Sacrament, which I've cast this card for a lot.
Yeah, and you only need 2 white. So if you have a Chromatic Lantern, that's 1 other land, and then the Lantern itself is your 2 white, and then you can use black mana for X.
Yeah. You tap Cabal Stronghold, add X black mana, and then you just tap any land for any color, for white obviously, and cast it. Then you have your other non-black card is Banefire in your sideboard, which I've Banefired. This deck has, I played a lot of ramp decks, a lot of like Rainbow Lich. This deck has had the largest Banefires I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Then the other one is Overflowing Insight. That one's mostly just used to refuel your hand if you need it. It's the card that's wished for the least, but it's still nice to have. And the last one, this is the one I get the most, is Zakama Primal Calamity.
Mm-hmm.
Modern Black has no way to deal with artifacts or enchantments, but let me tell you, Zakama deals with artifacts and enchantments really well, as well as getting much life and blocking all kinds of drakes and flyers and Niv-Mizzet and everything else, or just killing them.
So with Zakama, basically you can activate that ability for as many lands you have untapped when you cast it, because then you can add some combination of green, white, red, and then untap all of your other lands. And then, of course, if you have the Stronghold, which you do, because that's how you cast it in the first place, then you basically can, that satisfies the 2 generic mana for each of Zakama's abilities.
Yes, yeah. There's plenty of times I just tap all mana, cast Zakama, float a bunch of mana, untap, and use a bunch of abilities.
Yeah.
And then pass. I also lie. There's one more non-black card in sideboard, and that's Nova, and that's just to deal with like
Cleansing Nova.
Yeah, Cleansing Nova. That's to deal with artifacts and enchantments or just creatures. And another important thing to note here is that you don't necessarily need Lantern to cast all these spells. You have 4 lanterns, you have 4 treasure maps. So when treasure map transforms into treasure cove, you get treasures. You just need one red sword to cast Banefire. So just you can save 1 treasure to cast Banefire. Then you need 2 treasures for Sacrament. And then if you really want to, you can use all 3 treasures for Overflowing Insight. And it's usually worth it. Like you lose 3 treasures, but you draw 7 cards, so it's usually fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So moving away from Standard, the Invitational at SCGCON is a dueled format event.
Yes.
And Modern is the other half. And Modern, you cannot play on Magic Arena, MTG Arena.
No, you cannot. So for Modern, I have been watching some people stream here and there, and I've been fixated on this one deck, and it is a Jeskai Chance for Glory deck.
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
So you're so you get to play a chromatic black and a Chancellor Glory deck.
Yes, and I think I'm basically at this point all in on this deck. So it is. How do I explain it? It's just Sky, but it plays Madcap Experiment, and the only creature in the deck, or the only artifact in the deck is your Platinum Angel, right? So you hit Platinum Angel, and you're able to then cast Transfer Glory, which takes another turn and makes your Angel indestructible. Let's cast Pact of Negation without having to, pay it back.
Yep.
And you also have outside Platinum Angel, you have 4 Gideon the Trials. So Gideon also.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I was getting ready to ask. I was like, all right, unless you say another card that says "Don't lose the game," this deck sounds like a pile of crap. But that's a good one.
Yeah, there's 4 Gideons, which also helps you cheat the Pact of Negation and Transfer Glory. Let me see if I can, real quick, show you this. I can't show you this deck. I'm trying to see if I can show you this deck, but this deck is really sweet. So it's just like 4 packs, 4 ops, 3 Serum Visions, Path Exiles, 4 Wild Womans, 4 Snapcaster Mages, 4 Gideon, 4 Chance, 4 Madcap, 2 Angels, 2 Platinum Angels, and 1 Jace the Mind Sculptor, and 2 Lightning Helix.
Okay.
And the Jace is just in case you draw your Platinum Angels and you gotta brainstorm them back. And it's also just 1 Jace. It's fine. Jace is fine. Not insane, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean when it's good, when you're playing against a fair deck, it's very good. But that's only 50% of the field.
Yes, and honestly, yeah, it's true. Madcap is also just a powerful card because hitting Angel against a decent amount of decks is usually game over. Obviously not against the control decks, but things like Dredge or Hollow One deck, or
where main deck they just cannot remove it. They just do not have a way to remove it.
Yeah, or even Burn. Yes, this just kills them. And then in games 2 and 3, like it can still kill them because if you have Pact of Negations ready, you can protect it. Then if you can also cast Transfer Glory and give it indestructible, that's also a way to make it.
Yeah, that's pretty real because and that's what I was going to say with Platinum Angel, the indestructible is real.
Yes, it's very, very real. Your worst matchup with this deck is obviously going to be control decks because they have multiple paths, they have counter magic.
Yeah.
So that is your hardest matchup.
What about Jund?
Jund's probably hard too.
Yeah, it seems like they kind of have like their answers align well with your threats, mainly because they can. I think it seems like they would be able to unbalance you in the first few turns with discard.
Yeah.
And then obviously, even if you make Platinum Angel indestructible, they have Liliana, which can be a problem. Liliana seems like a problem for this deck in general.
Yeah, for sure. You have Gideon against them. I guess your best card is probably just planeswalkers like Gideon and
Jace. Yeah.
Also one thing to note too, indestructible Wall of Womans is also relevant.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Just blocks all day. But yeah, those Jund is probably the hardest out of all the mid-range decks, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
After board, you become like a traditional Jeskai deck with like more Supreme Verdicts if you want. You have Elspeth Sun's Champion, and more Jaces. So you can morph back into like a controlling game. And you also have 4 rest in you have 3 rest in peace. So you can board out your Snapcaster Mages against the control decks, or even against Jund or Dredge. 4 rest in peace because you don't really need your graveyard to win.
It's a resource, but it's not a crutch.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. It is sweet. It is sweet to Snapcaster Mage a Pact Negation, but don't need to always.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's interesting. Like I haven't seen the deck in action, so I don't know if I can give an accurate take on it. But I do like decks that have a combo component that can turn into control decks.
In Modern, especially.
Yeah, in Modern specifically. That was something that I always loved about Splinter Twin.
Yes.
That you could combo kill people, but you also just played the control game for the most part. And this seems like it's much the same.
Yeah, not as powerful. Yeah, obviously a little slower because sorcery speed, but still in the same vein.
Yeah. No,
That's also up my alley because I love to play decks that are obviously unique.
Where people are unprepared, which I think actually matters more for Invitational than it would for a normal event.
Yeah. So basically, everyone's testing against Dredge or whatever. I can be like, all right, well, I'm gonna undo your testing by playing this deck.
Yeah.
Also, having a favorable Dread matchup is a place
I
where I
think
want
that's
to be.
a very good spot to be right now.
Yeah.
Because I think that deck is quite powerful. So
I agree.
now they do have Assassin's Trophy after board though.
They do. Yes.
So that's something you have to watch out for.
Yeah, but I have 3 recipes after board too. So
that's true. So yeah,
you can't
you can Assassin's Trophy me, but you also have to cast your creatures. So
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're still a little bit out from the Invitational, but by the time episode 73 comes out, which is next week, Ali will be playing in the Invitational, so this is kind of last chance. Anything else you want to tell the listeners before we move off of Standard and Modern, at least for a few weeks?
I'm gonna be in the top 8, so wish me luck in the top 8.
All right.
And that's it.
Well, it's a shame you can't play in the Cube qualifiers, but I suppose you have to. You got to go for winning that second Invitational. So,
what token do we get to get this time?
Yeah, that's up to you. You guys should the listeners, the Thinktwice listeners should let us know.
Yeah.
We got an Ali Angel token. We have an Ali Shapeshifter token. So, what should be Ali's next token as he prepares to win this Invitational?
Maybe Construct. You let us know.
Yeah, you guys let us know. Yeah, Karn Construct, that might be a sweet one.
Yeah.
That's a narrow one, but a card that'll be used forever, pretty much. So.
Yeah, Karn's great.
Yep. All right. Cool. All right. Well, we do not have a Magic story for this week. We know that's going to return sometime in December. We don't know when, but we do want to return to talking about Magic-related stories. So. Coming up this week, we have a Story Circle segment on Ral Zarek. We'll be back with that in just a moment. All right, Ollie. So, like we said, no Magic story this week, but we do have a return to the Story Circle with a focus on Ral Zarek, the one of Nicol Bolas's 5 Planeswalker guild heads, or what have you, currently.
Yes. Anytime we bring up Story Circle, I always imagine we're casting the card Story Circle, and we're choosing a Planeswalker name. So it's just like
protection from Planeswalker.
I just see us like casting Story Circle, then like seeing Ral Zarek on the Story Circle.
That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. Fun. Yeah, maybe with more funding.
Maybe
that could happen. But all right, so Story Circle Ral Zarek. So even though Ral right now in the story, as obviously we see in Guild of Ravnica, Ral is working for Nicol Bolas and sort of unseating Niv Mizzet, but that's not where Ral started.
No.
Ral actually made his first appearance in the Duels of the Planeswalker game way back in 2011. And this is even before Return to Ravnica came out. So okay. Ral's not the only Planeswalker to appear in that game first, because Nissa and Kiora, which are both pretty notable Planeswalkers, appeared in Duels of the Planeswalkers first, just as a character that you're kind of fighting against. So Ral, obviously we know, went on to play a big role in Dragon's Maze, and specifically in the story perspective, Ral, as far as it was known to everyone in Ravnica, was just an Izzet mage and kind of a right-hand man to Niv Mizzet. So Ral was tasked with researching the implicit maze, which everyone knows as the Dragon's Maze, that the set Dragon's Maze has its name after. It's actually called the Implicit Maze in the story. For some reason, the set's called Dragon's Maze rather than the Implicit Mage, but whatever.
It is what it is.
So, Ral ultimately was tasked to research the maze. He does so, learns some things about the mage, and this is, I don't want to go too far into Dragon's Mazes or story because it doesn't have a ton to do with kind of where Ral is now, but ultimately, what we need to know is that Ral ended up being the maze runner for the Izek Guild. And all 10 guilds had to select a maze runner to complete the implicit mage to name a new guild pact, essentially. Now, they didn't really know what they were doing it for, but that was the ultimate thing that ended up happening. And of course, Jace ended up being named the Living Guild Pact. So, during this time, Ral is not a person that trusts people or things or, humanoids. Ral doesn't necessarily like or trust Niv-Mizzet too much. Ral doesn't necessarily like or trust Jace, but also kind of does trust Jace because he knows that Jace is a planeswalker. Now, in the beginning, Jace does not know that Ral knows he's a planeswalker. But he does so because he was in charge of another project from Niv-Mizzet called Project Lightning Bug, which tracked planeswalkers coming to and from Ravnica. Ultimately, this project got defunded, but Ral kind of kept it up and still tried to pay attention to it, which ultimately is what led him to know that Jace was a planeswalker. Taking a quick little water break.
All right. This is also where we learned that obviously planeswalkers come to and from Ravnica, and he approached Jace with worry because he noticed one planeswalker left Ravnica, but he couldn't track where she went. Basically, like planeswalker to avoid.
Yep.
And that planeswalker was Vraska, and we know what happened because Vraska. We know what happened now because Vraska traveled to Ixalan, and when planeswalkers go to Ixalan, they can't leave because of the Immortal Sun.
Yep.
So he came to Jace with that information, and also I know that they're the one. Niv-Mizzet was beginning to get suspicious of like a planeswalker, not of like a planeswalker, or discovering them. I know he teamed up with Jace to basically get Niv-Mizzet off their tail.
Yes. Now, as far as we know, canonically, Niv-Mizzet does not officially know about planeswalkers.
Right, which I find weird, but
yeah, and I don't know if I believe it, to be honest.
Yeah,
but I think Niv-Mizzet is just
playing coy.
Yes.
Like a cat.
Like a cat. Exactly like a cat.
I say that because he looks like a cat on his Niv-Mizzet art. Niv-Mizzet Perun.
In the new one? Yeah, his face. His face is weird.
Yeah, the cat face. Anyways. So, good.
And yeah, so anyway, so Niv is, in the meantime, we know, or we learn that Ral is working either with or for Nicol Bolas. Now, we know that Bolas thinks that Ral is working for him, and Ral thinks that he's working with Bolas.
Yes. We all know how that goes.
Yeah, and we know through that Ral is interested in taking control of the Izzet League, where Niv is currently in charge of because he formed the guild himself.
Yes,
hence the Perun.
Yes, I imagine also that Nicol Bolas promised the same thing to Vraska to Ral Zarek saying, "Hey, work for me. I'll make you head of the Izzet League. This is how you do it. But I need certain things from you too."
Yep.
And same thing with Vraska. He's tasked Vraska with getting the Immortal Sun, and he said, "Give me the Immortal Sun. I'll make you the head of the Golgari Guild."
Yep.
And he did.
Yes. So now we don't know why. We don't know why Bolus wants Ral's help officially, but I think we can pretty much determine that it's Project Lightning Bug, and Bolus wants either information on that or have access to that.
Yeah,
that
so
way,
you know when planeswalkers walk into the plane, or maybe things like the Gatewatch, or just whoever will try to stop him. He can catch them, or he can see they're coming.
Yeah.
See them coming. Basically.
Exactly. And ultimately, as I believe that we're headed toward for the third Ravnica set, that it's going to be an Infinity War type battle with Planeswalker on Planeswalker action, good versus evil. And of course, like any good story, we need a way for Bolus to initially take the upper hand, and that is with information of when people are coming and going, which I think is going to be very helpful for him, obviously in the coming battle. So, what do we think? Go ahead.
Honestly, he also has the Immortal Sun. Maybe he has a way to also stop Planeswalkers from coming in while he's doing his thing.
Or he's trying to lure Planeswalkers to Ravnica and then stop them from leaving.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case though, because like we know Ravnica is the center of the multiverse. Lore-wise.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought Dominaria was the center of the multiverse.
I thought Ravnica was. Anyways, well, I thought Ravnica was, and I think if that's the case, then he wants. I don't think he's making it. Regardless, either way, I don't think he's making a prison for Planeswalkers. I can't imagine he's making a prison for Planeswalkers.
Oh no, I don't think he's making a prison. I think that he's trapping them there to kill them, so they can't leave.
But if that's the case, he could have killed the Gatewatch. Either let them go. I don't think he wants to kill them, because he has uses for everyone he lets live usually.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I mean, it's all speculation. Either way, on Ral. So, what else do we know about Ral or think about Ral now? Like, what is Ral? Is the only thing that Ral is to gain by working with Bolus just to be head of the Izzet Guild?
Maybe he thinks he's able to like outwit Bolus. I mean, because it's hard to tell because we don't see Ral's interaction with Bolus.
Yeah.
At all.
Nor do we really know much about Ral's like desires and his goals and what he thinks about everything, which is the opposite of Vraska, which we know quite a bit about.
Yes. We just know that he wants to be the leader of the Izzet League. He doesn't care about Niv-Mizzet at all. The only thing he cares about if Niv-Mizzet becomes an enemy, but that's basically it. Outside that, he wants to become that's all we really know about him.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like speculate too much on him.
Yeah, well, because with Vraska, we know Vraska's reasons for wanting to be responsible for the Golgari, because she believes that she wants to unite the people, because there's parts of the Golgari that treat other parts of the Golgari worse, and she wants to represent basically everyone that's mistreated and make sure that they are standing united rather than fighting amongst each other and treating each other poorly. And she believes that she's the person that can do that. Ral is a scientist or an engineer, and he just wants to do cool stuff, but Niv doesn't want him to do cool stuff, so he doesn't like that. Like that seems to me like that's what Ral's goal is right now, but that's just because we don't know enough.
Yeah, Yeah, I agree. We don't know enough, so it's hard to pinpoint. But also, I want to go back to what you said earlier, but Dominaria being the center of the universe.
Okay.
You're right.
Is it?
You're
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not Ravnica. It was Dominaria.
Okay.
But like one thing I do notice is that Nimitz has kind of recruited so far a lot of
Nicol Bolas.
Sorry, yeah, Nicol Bolas has recruited a lot of people that are like
All the dragons, they all look the same.
yeah. they all interact with like artifacts well almost. Like Tezzeret obviously deals with artifacts. Ral Zarek is at League. They usually deal with artifacts. He also has like the Project Lightning Bug, where Tezzeret has the planar bridge.
Yep.
And then we know from means that Dovon Bond also will be in Ravnica Allegiance.
Yep.
And Dovon Bond also has a lot of ways to deal with like artifacts as well. You know.
Yes. And is obviously very familiar with Tezzeret, who's Bolas' right-hand man. And Project Lightning Bug is depicted on a card as Thousand Year Storm. Essentially.
Yes.
Because it says the flavor text for Thousand Year Storm is Ral's storm crackled with mystical detections. Planeswalkers were infiltrating Ravnica.
Yeah.
Which is the story spotlight card for
which we haven't seen in action yet, but
we haven't seen any of them in action, but that's a whole different topic.
Different story, yeah. I imagine that's probably Johnny and them coming in town.
Probably
has to be.
I would imagine so.
Well, do you think there's a reason he's recruiting like all planeswalkers that kind of deal with artifacts in a way? Like Dovon Bond, Ral Zarek, and Tezzeret? Is that just coincidence?
I think it's just coincidence.
Okay.
I think it's just because they're all blue aligned, and blue kind of interacts with artifacts frequently. So, I mean, like from a
Dovon
card,
Bond is like I think is the exception.
Card wise, only Tezzeret interacts with artifacts.
Right, but Dovon Bond is like the planeswalker from like an artifact plane, essentially.
He is. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that. I mean, I guess because Bolas is he's reliant right now on tools, whether tools be physical things or people he feels like he can use as tools. That is something that is his focus. So all of these characters have tools that they use. So he is using the other characters as tools to get to their tools.
Yes. Yeah. That's a little convoluted, but yes.
Thank you.
I think that it's kind of weird too because we know Vraska killed Asperia because Bolas found Asperia to be a threat of some sort, and then Dovon Bond has taken the place of Asperia.
Hasn't been confirmed, but it's been halfway confirmed by a stream.
It's
from Wizards.
It's definitely been confirmed.
Yeah, 95% confirmed.
Yeah. So yeah.
Heard it here first. By the way, I guessed months and months ago it would be Dovon Bond. Again, by virtue of it being Dovon Bond being the only blue-white planeswalker that's alive in the multiverse. But a guess is a guess, so I'm going to stand by it.
Outside Teferi. Teferi's also blue-white.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
Maybe
I thought you wanted to live in a world where there wasn't a Teferi, so I was trying to help you live in that world.
Maybe it's Teferi versus Dovon Bond, Saheeli Rai versus Ral Zarek. Yeah, and then Jace versus Tezzeret.
Kaya versus Sorin wouldn't be much of a fight.
Would not be a fight. Well, so yeah, Sorin breaks free.
Yeah.
Maybe Johnny breaks him free. Who knows?
Nah, I don't think so.
The most important question: do you think Ugin's gonna show up in chapter 3?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I put money on it. There's no way he doesn't, right? Like, there's just no way.
I can't imagine he doesn't. I also think we're gonna get Ugin Planeswalker which would make a lot more sense for that silly goblin that blows up non-artifact or colorless non-creature things.
I think in that set we get a Bolas Planeswalker and an Ugin Planeswalker.
Another Bolas Planeswalker? Yeah, I guess we have to.
Well, it's not in standard. Oh, well, I guess the flip one is.
Flip one is, yeah. So we get 3 next set, which we think is to be Dovon Bond, Domri, and Kaya.
Yes.
And the last set is going to be Ugin,
Bolas. I think that's it.
And
Jace. If there's a third one, it's Jace. If there's only 2, it's just.
Man, that's scary. I think of Jace again. So many blue Planeswalkers.
Yeah, there probably won't be. There probably won't be a Jace.
Yeah.
Maybe Vivian. Maybe another Vivian.
Maybe a Johnny.
Maybe a Johnny.
We have a Johnny though already. That's the one that we don't know about, or that hasn't seen. That isn't already.
Well, there's not a Liliana Planeswalker in standard, and she's going to be important.
Okay, then yes, that's what's going to be probably Liliana.
She's gonna be. I again, this is all speculation, but I believe she's gonna be the one that's gonna be leading the
army.
The army, Amonkhet army. Yeah.
Forced lead, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, that's my pick. I'll pick Liliana.
Yeah. Now they mention it, I think there's not Liliana. Actually, there's Liliana.
Oh no, there is.
Untouched by Death.
Liliana Untouched by Death.
Huh. But still, she's a pretty big character.
Is there a Chandra in standard?
No.
Interesting.
There's Chandra then. Also not Nissa. There's Vivian.
But Nissa's gone from the story.
Yeah, she broken bond. She's like
Nissa's hanging out on Zendikar.
Yeah, she's like, I'm done. I'm out of here.
Yep.
So maybe Chandra.
A lot to think about.
Yeah, interesting. I'm just ready for more story, man.
Me too.
The 5 ghost stories just didn't really help with anything. So.
Oh, that's too bad because you're gonna get 5 more. You and I both predicted that we're gonna get a Theros story in December.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so when do we get the spotlight card shown though? 1,000 Year Storm.
I don't know.
Assassin's Trophy.
I don't know.
Before the next set, imagine, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah.
What if it's just not? What if it's just not at all?
They're called story spotlight cards. Literally called story spot. Maybe we get that in December. Maybe we just get this round story with spotlight
What
cards.
if there's this story is only in the book that's going to come out? Would that be infuriating?
God. Yes, because the book is worth costs like $50.
Well, I don't think it costs $50.
Oh, you mean the actual book?
The novel.
Yeah, I don't know what it costs, but that would be annoying. That would be annoying, as well.
Let me see if I can. It's just called Ravnica, 2019. The blurb is Planeswalkers, powerful mages from many disparate realities, must unite against the elder dragon Nicol Bolas, who has claimed dominion over Ravnica and is perilously close to completing the spell that will grant him godhood. Now, as dozens of Planeswalkers fight alongside the Gatewatch, led by Chandra Nalaar, Gideon Jur, and Jace Beleren, against Bolas and his relentless army of Eternals, nothing less than the fate of the multiverse is at stake.
So Bolas loses.
Well, it says a sequel to this book will be released in fall 2019.
Yeah. Also, anytime it says the fate of the multiverse is and then blah blah blah. Okay, well then, bad guy loses. If it means the multiverse dies or the bad guy dies, then we know how that's gonna work out.
Yeah. No, this is probably just the end of Magic. They're probably just gonna. That'll be it. Just shut it all down. Yeah, just shut it all down.
Next set, Nicol Bolas Part 2. Nicol Bolas on Phyrexia. Nicol Bolas on Lorwyn. Nicol Bolas on.
Could be.
Yeah. No. Okay, I think it's enough story time. I think the kids are ready for bed.
Probably so. You can pre-order this book on Amazon right now, though.
Yeah.
That's where. No, I'm just saying that's where the synopsis came from.
For how much?
Kindle's $14. Hardcover is $21.52.
That's a lot for a book, man.
Well, I mean, not really. Not for a hardcover book.
For a Kindle book, it is $14.
It's 304 pages. So this is going to be a
breeze.
A real. Well, I was going to say it's a real book.
Right. It's like that's still crazy to read. Anyways.
Anyway,
Going
yeah,
from,
you're right.
Going from $3 to $14 is still.
It's $14. We're going to talk about it, so you might as well just, prepare.
Yeah. Buckle up.
Yeah. Also, since we're getting feedback from you guys so much today, if you have any idea for us to handle this book, please let us know, because this is something that the format that we do on this show is not currently conducive to
book reading.
But we can, I'm sure we can figure it out, but we'd love your assistance on it if you can. Anyway, let's move on. So, no story for circle for this week. We will circle back at some point soon. But the thing we're going to be doing right now is circling to Netflix, where you and I watched the movie Cargo, the zombie movie Cargo, and we will be back in just a moment to talk about that. Ollie, so we were able to watch Cargo. This was a movie that I suggested that we watch on Netflix.
Yes. I had no idea what this movie was until I started watching it on Netflix.
Okay.
And
so
I learned it was a zombie movie pretty quickly.
It is. And I'll be honest. Have we talked about zombie movies on the podcast yet at all?
I don't think so, which is surprising.
I'm trying to go back and look. I feel like we have, but maybe we just haven't. Either way,
I think we have one time, maybe. I think we had to have.
Surely we had to have.
Yeah, maybe once.
Either way, I love zombie movies.
Me too.
I've loved zombie movies since I was a little kid. I will watch just about any zombie movie. There's a lot of great ones as far as I'm concerned. And this is I think it's a good one to add to the repertoire of zombie movies.
Yeah. I actually hate... the only zombie movies I hate are ones that are like comedy zombie movies. It's like, okay.
Really? So you don't like Shaun of the Dead?
I don't, no.
You don't like Zombieland?
Nope.
Man, I think both of those are great.
No, I hate those.
I think there's room within the overall genre to have different types of zombie movies.
For sure. And I'm glad that there's like a very few of those comedy ones, because
yeah, I agree. I think that there actually are a lot of them, but most of them are terrible.
Yes,
and those are
exactly.
Yeah, and a lot of the comedy ones are bad. So those are the two that stand out that I think are.
I think Zombieland is the only one that I'd recommend.
Huh?
But I think Zombieland is the only one I would recommend.
I love Shaun of the Dead also. I think they're both great. I think they're both fantastic. They're actually making a sequel to Zombieland, which comes out next year.
Nice.
With all the same characters 10 years later, all the same actors and actresses.
Nice.
So
okay.
I'm really excited about that. Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin.
Back to Cargo.
Yeah, so back to Cargo, which is a zombie movie that came out this year that we're watching. And this is on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, and you probably do, go check it out. If you have not done so already.
I like that this was not a comedy. It was more realistic. It was like... It was a realistic zombie movie.
I would say this is, if not the most realistic zombie movie I've ever seen, one of the most realistic.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I also learned that this was a short movie on YouTube. Or won something on YouTube. It was like 7 minutes long before it became a film. That's
awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I learned that. I went back and watched that one, and it was like, wow, it's really good actually. It's 7 minutes, but the short film almost made me tear up more so than the actual the movie.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to go check that out. Maybe
Yeah,
we can link
well,
that in the show notes.
Yeah.
So, the thing that, and also, by the way, we're in non-spoilers right now.
Yeah, we are.
We'll get to spoilers in a bit, but the thing that I really loved the most about this movie, that it was set in it was set in the real world, and the world has changed in a way that I believe our world and reality would change if there was a zombie apocalypse. When we lead in on the movie, it's well into a disease or what have you affecting people and essentially turning them into zombies. And one of the ways that we kind of see this in like a real world setting is there's these kits in the beginning of the movie that you see that are basically like kits that the government has distributed, like airdropped, for what to do if you are bitten by a zombie.
Yeah. We also don't know if this is just in Australia or all over the world. Maybe it's quarantined in Australia. We don't really know.
Yeah, and Australia is where the movie takes place. And that's something that I want to know. Like, I'm legitimately, regardless of what I thought about this particular movie or not, which we'll get to in a second, I am I'm very interested in seeing more movies in the world that they've created.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. But it's just very realistic. Like, the kit comes with basically it comes with a timer that tells you how long you have before you kind of turn into full zombie.
Is this a spoiler or not?
No, because this is like in the very beginning of the movie. And we're not saying what happens with it.
Okay.
So, it gives you a couple of tools to use to kind of help you through, or people around you through your transformation, should you have it, and gives you a guide of what's going to happen to you, essentially. So, and I think that's something that would happen in real life. That seems like if this would happen, like the CDC would have this type of thing that they would give out to people, and we'll put it together pretty quickly. So I thought that was really cool.
Yes. Another cool thing is like how they become a zombie, but I won't get into that. I think that is kind of spoiler, so I'll just wait.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what were your overall 1 to 5 stars? What would you give Cargo?
I'm gonna go to 4. Mostly because like there's so many good zombie movies, and this one was really good. But there's some things a few things a little bothered me. But anyways, yeah, 4 for me.
Okay. I'm gonna give this a 3, even though I really liked it, because in some of this I did have some issue with the specifics, but not the world that they built. More about the specific plot of the movie, which, I'll say this: I think some of the characters were slightly predictable, like characters act in many zombie movies.
Yeah.
And
so
that's
you get the same rating as we gave the Harry Potter movie, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah.
I think the same level. Wow.
No, well, I know I like this movie more, but they're both still a 3.
Man.
It takes a lot for me to give something a 5, and
I agree with that.
It still takes quite a bit for me to give something a 4. I mean, I still think this is average. I think this is slightly above average. Like, I still liked it more than Crimes of Grindelwald, but not so much that it's in like 4-star territory.
Okay. Surprising.
It's close though.
Okay.
I'll put it this way: Crimes of Grindelwald was closer to a 2 than it was a 4,
yes.
and this is closer to a 4 than it is a 2.
I agree.
All right.
I agree with that.
They're still both 3s though. So, all right. Do you want to get into spoilers?
Yeah.
All
Burp,
Spoiler
burp,
warning. Spoiler warning.
burp,
Spoiler warning.
burp.
Spoiler warning. Okay,
Alright, we're in spoilers.
we're officially in spoilers.
Because I was gonna say, I love how the people turn to zombies.
Yes.
Like the step process. It was like, okay, you die, 2 minutes later you come back a zombie. It was like you
Here's the progression you're gonna
seizure.
have.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You have seizures first, then you like vomit a bunch. Then you get this stuff like in your you get this like this honey like substance or pus, and then you start craving meat. Get this stuff over your eyes. Then you have this urge to dig a hole.
Well, that's not what it is. I thought it was too until 80% through the movie.
What?
It's not the urge to dig a hole necessarily.
Okay.
It's a need for darkness, for total darkness.
Okay.
So if you're outside, the easiest way for you to do that is dig a hole and put your head in the hole.
Yeah.
Because remember when they're walking through the tunnel
Yeah.
and they see the zombies there? And he goes, "What are they doing?" And she's like, "They're hibernating."
Huh.
Because it's dark in the tunnel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they had their heads against the wall to basically block out any light. That's also why that stuff goes over their eyes.
To block out light.
Yep.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was that whole process was just, I think, cool. Also,
It was. It was
Just-
very cool, and it also like scientifically was made more sense than a lot of, like you said, than a lot of how other zombie movies do it.
Yeah. Also, just seeing people like that, like the one scene where you saw a couple of people with their heads in the ground, it just looks weird. It's like it's kind of it's scary.
It's
you know?
unsettling. It's very unsettling.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's also great because that concept gave you a fear of basically, like, you could be walking and like there's zombies with their heads in the ground and you're kind of safe because they can't see you and they're hibernating, but until they're not.
Yeah. You have no idea when they'll wake up.
Yeah.
Then also what was unsettling too was seeing like how different families and different people took the zombie apocalypse to heart, or how it worked for them.
Yeah.
Like you saw one that was seemingly a good family with a man, his wife, and his 2 daughters,
Yeah.
and that turned out tragic.
It did. And so with that, I do have a question. Do you think the wife was bitten or just the man?
Absolutely, 100% just the husband.
See, then I can't agree. If it was both of the adults, then I think that there's a case for killing your whole family.
No,
As crazy as that
I
sounds.
100% believe it was just him.
I think
would just-
it was too,
Yeah.
which makes it
I
super messed up.
Otherwise, I think it would let us know. I think that's the point too. Is to show us as super messed up.
Yeah,
Remind me of the Mist type deal.
to 100% remind me of the Mist.
But
Except the difference was in the Mist, everyone agreed that that's what was going to happen.
right. Where this one was, I don't think they knew. I imagine he probably shot his wife first.
And then shot the kids. Yeah, they definitely didn't know. I think he thought, he was like, well, I'm going to die and they can't take care of themselves, so I need to go ahead and kill them so they don't suffer.
Well, the way he's like, I swore to protect them. I swore to blah blah blah, which indicates to me that that the wife wasn't bitten,
Yeah,
and he believes that they would just die without him.
yeah, totally agree. Which is BS, obviously.
And super dark.
Yes. There's a lot of dark stuff in this movie. Even for a zombie movie, there's a lot of dark stuff.
And then you had Vic, which was like, what's his name? Vic, the redneck.
Sure. I think that's it.
Yeah, he was just. You knew he was evil, like almost like immediately after you met him, and the way he handled it was just weird too. Like,
I mean, I thought he was bad as soon as you met his wife, and I'm putting air quotes around that.
yeah,
I wasn't 100% sure before that because I mean he did, he acted probably how most people would act in the situation he was in, having his leg trapped in a.
sure. It was it was the wife, then the he had the indigenous people in their cave in the cages.
Oh,
to
yeah.
track.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, you are.
Oh yeah. Well,
Done.
as soon as the wife came out, I watched this movie with Meredith, and she was like, she does not want to be here. Like within 3 seconds.
Right, and that was great because like it was great acting. That like the mannerism she gave off and everything just showed like, hey,
Yeah. Extremely uncomfortable. And it was so realistic because there would totally be people like that are trying to prepare for what's after the apocalypse and basically just doing whatever they feel like they need to do with no morals to do that.
yeah,
I just thought that was really realistic. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's a huge, like a terrible person that maybe wasn't necessarily a terrible person before the world went to crap, but immediately when it happened, he's like, well, it doesn't mean anything to be good anymore. Just you need to survive and prepare yourself for what comes afterwards. So I'm going to do whatever I have to do, and I don't care about anyone else.
yeah. He was not a good character. Not sorry. Good character.
Great
Good
character,
person.
but obviously not a good person.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Andy, the main character.
Okay.
How's this dude going to be so not observant? He never is looking around. He's never looking over his shoulder. He is just like
It's true.
he just is walking around. First of all, looked like the middle of Australia, which is the most dangerous part of Australia. And we have some listeners that live in Australia, so I'd love to let them chime in. Because obviously we're ignorant Americans, but I imagine you have to be more observant than that if you're out in the like in the wilderness in Australia.
The Outback.
Like there's no way.
Is that same Outback? I'm not sure.
I don't know. There's no way you can do. You were literally just not paying attention to anything. He's a terrible planner. He had no plan the whole time for anything. He didn't have a plan when his wife was alive. He didn't have a plan after his wife was dead. He didn't have a plan after his wife got bit. He didn't have a plan after he got bit. He didn't have a plan the whole time.
He wouldn't go down the river. He was a nice guy at least.
Sure.
Well, he wanted to go down the river with his wife. Then like,
why lie to her in the beginning? Why say, yeah, it's safe. The yacht's safe. Like, what do you get from lying?
but I don't think he knew it wasn't safe, did he?
He saw that thing open and he was like, I'm gonna get out of here.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I did not notice that.
I think he did it because he didn't want his wife to be concerned that he had put himself in danger.
Oh my god, if that was the case, and that's so. That makes me more mad at him.
Yeah, I think that was the case because he saw the thing open, and he looks back at it and he's like, all right, I'm gonna get out of here now.
I'd be livid.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. Like he just didn't want to tell his wife because she would get upset that he had put himself in danger.
God, if he did that, then he messed up with that. He messed up with, after she got bit, how he reacted. Then he messed up again, by getting her in a wreck, not hitting the zombie with the car and getting her like stabbed.
Yeah, which makes sense because your body's weaker, so you're going to turn quicker. I mean, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
And then, how are you going to know that she's a zombie? And then you're going to reach back over your left shoulder. Basically, you're like putting your arm up for her to bite it. It's like you're fucking offering it to her on a plate. Are you kidding me?
That was stupid. Yeah.
That was dumb. He was not made for this world.
No.
Unfortunately.
Not at all. He was smart. I'll give it to him. He was smart the way he handled at the end. How How you got the little stick thing going?
He was. Yeah, I mean, he set him up as good as he could for when he turned, but man, you sure did have a lot of stops so that you could have prevented that happening, and you just didn't do any of them.
No. Yeah, I think when the wife got bit, like, I understand it's your wife, but you guys have to decide then, like, I don't know, man. Like, I think, God.
Oh, I know.
I don't know. It's so hard.
Meredith, we were watching the movie together, and she was like, if there's ever a zombie apocalypse, and I cut her off, and I was like, I'd kill you immediately. I wouldn't even hesitate. If she got bit, I would kill her. I wouldn't even think about it. I would kill her.
You would you talk to her. You would just kill her.
No, I mean, not like, but I mean, that would be the plan.
Not in this, right, but not in this world. Like, you wouldn't like.
No, I would be like, you know what has to happen. And she'd be like, yeah. And then I'd kill her. Or she'd kill herself. That's the outcome.
That's what I said. You can't just kill her, though. Like, she has to, like, talk to you first, and you guys have to decide how it's going to go down.
Yeah. No, I mean, we would talk. I mean, like, yeah. I wouldn't, like, I'm not blindsiding her.
Well, yeah, that's why it was coming off. I was like, yeah, I'm going to kill her.
No,
Zombie,
I'm saying I already know that that's what I would do.
You're saying you're capable of it, but you definitely talk to her first, and then
well, I would just be like, hey, are you bit? Yes. And we'd be like, okay, well, I mean, we talked about this. This is, you know, what has to happen. And she'd be like, yeah.
Okay. But then from there, like, she can decide what happens to her life, right? Like, how she ends it. Or if she wants to walk away.
I mean, to a degree.
To a degree?
Yeah, you can't be like, let me think about it for a couple days.
Well, not a couple days, but you could.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
that's the to a degree, Ollie. It's like time limit degree.
Right, but you guys could have like one last like, you know, 24 hours together. Then like you guys.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Well, I mean, that's
well,
in this world that would be the case because you know how long you have for the most part.
Well, what if you said, okay, I want to go into the woods. I want to go into the woods alone. I don't want you to kill me. I want to go into the woods alone.
That's not an option.
No?
No. That's like saying, hey, I want to go into the woods. So since you don't kill me, I'm gonna have a chance to come back and kill you later without me, you know, having control over my body.
So what would you do if that's what your partner wanted to do?
And she was going to turn into a zombie for sure.
Yes.
Kill her.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy. Are you kidding me?
No, I wouldn't do that. I couldn't do that. If I was with a partner, I was like, yeah, okay, you know, we both know you need to die. Like, you need to
you need to die because if you don't, you're going to be a danger to us and me and my baby.
But that's like murder.
Oh my God, I think we're past murder. She's dying.
Nah, dude.
Not only is she dying, she's not just like dying and like passing away, but she's dying and turning into something that wants to kill you.
Sure, but I'm saying like I couldn't. If someone said, "Hey, don't kill me," I want to go in the woods and go my own way, like kill myself or do whatever I want my own way.
No, because then you have But look, think about
it, I'm telling me. Hold on, time out. I'm telling you how I would react. I could not say, "Okay, you're being stupid. Let me shoot you in the head. Let me shoot you." Like I couldn't do that. As I'm saying. Man, but you're saying you could.
I without a doubt could, because that's so dangerous. Not only could it hurt you, but like what if she goes out and she turns into a zombie and then she infects other people? Like you have an opportunity to cut off part of this infection that is afflicting the world, and you're choosing not to because you want to give someone the benefit of turning into a zombie on their own rather than dying, which is for the greater good of you specifically and for mankind.
I still think it's basically like not a zombie until you're a zombie. Like not innocent until proven guilty.
No, that's not like, quite the same thing, because it's like saying, yeah, you're not guilty now, but you're going to be guilty in a few hours.
I mean, I couldn't do it. Like if someone said, "Don't kill me," I want to go in the woods.
I mean, I would be like, hey, you have X time.
Oh my God. Yeah, but you're saying if someone said that, you just kill them anyways.
Yes.
That's crazy to me.
It's not. I don't think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy. I think it's survival.
Me, it is. Okay, I'm saying to me, Parnell. Like I'm not saying like you are thinking 100% with logic. I'm thinking about like logic takes place, but also like emotion matters too. Like someone said, I don't want to die.
Well, you know what I would say? I'd be like, well, it's too late for that.
It's true, they are going to die, but like,
Yeah. So why are we playing the game where we're saying, oh no, you don't want to die. I don't want you to die either, because this is not going to be the case.
You're killing them. Like,
no, you're not killing them, man.
They're not a zombie yet. They're not a zombie yet, dude.
So why are you going to wait until they're a zombie to kill them?
Because I'm not going to, because if they want to, like I'll tie them up somewhere or something. Like, okay, if they say, hey, just kill me when I'm a zombie, or when I say so, then that's what I do. I couldn't kill them if they said, don't kill me.
Why not?
Because I'm doing something against someone's will. Like it's my partners too. Like someone like I care about and love dearly. Like
you don't think it's very selfish of them to say that?
Yes.
Well,
but I will still like tie them to a tree. Or
Ali, I just don't think that makes sense. You agreeing that it's selfish of them and saying, you know what, how they feel before they turn into a zombie is more important than how I feel, someone that is living and healthy and has a baby and wants to make sure that continues to be the case.
It's selfish, but it's still how they went in their life.
But why does that take precedence?
Because that matters. It
matters more than your safety? Than your life? Someone who has a life that's not dying.
It's not 100% fact that like they won't like they'll come back and kill you.
They will try to. They will make an attempt to. That is a fact.
That's not true.
Well, yeah, it definitely is true.
No, if we're in the both scenario,
they're not going to like hunt you down, but like if you appear in front of them, they're going to try to kill you.
For sure.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying, man.
Okay, I'm just saying I couldn't do it.
And even if it's not you, it's going to be somebody else. It's going to be another person that's not infected.
Okay.
And you're just sending them out, and you're saying, yeah, if you get someone else, then that's fine. I'm willing to let that happen because you wanted to turn into a zombie in peace. Nah, no.
Okay.
You're dead.
Yeah. So I see a problem with that, right? Mm-hmm. But you also don't see the problem with killing somebody that says, don't shoot me.
No, I'm not saying I don't see a problem with it. I'm saying I don't believe that becomes a priority at that point.
Okay, well, I think there's flaws in both ways. So.
Well, in this movie, there is a way to kill someone that's painless.
What, the needle to the brain?
Yep.
Is that painless, though?
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to feel it. You just die instantly.
I'm not a doctor, so on how that would work, but also, okay, back to the movie. Outside this argument, I thought for the longest time that Andy was gonna, like, maybe he had like, he wasn't gonna turn, or that.
Oh, I thought he was.
Because the wife turned so quickly, her time went so fast. Because
I think that's because she got mortally injured, stabbed. And yeah.
But still, it's still so fast, and then also like. The thing over his eyes came up, and then he like wiped him away. At one point.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, what's going on? And then also like he was leaking the honey type, molasses, whatever it was, onto the baby too. I don't know. It's just like a lot of things. Like, okay, is he maybe immune to it in some way? And then at the very end, where the kid like stops the spear, because he's like all spiritual and stuff, and then sprays the wife's cologne in his face, and he like gives us this like tilts his head in confusion when he smells it. I'm like, oh, wow, maybe he's gonna return or something, but no, he just died. There are a lot of like small things like maybe. No, he's zombie. We're killing him. Okay.
Also, I want to give it up for the I guess the self put together tribe at the end. Those were the only people that had their stuff together.
Yeah, they were purging.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You know who would have killed someone as soon as they get bit?
Would they? Because the kid didn't.
Yeah, I know. That's the point. That's why she ran away. And she took her dad.
Yeah. She didn't do it though.
Yeah, she didn't know. She didn't agree. She didn't agree with that.
She was part of the tribe, though. Haha. So, point disproven.
No, that was her mom. She wasn't like part of the tribe by her choice.
Okay. Also, I think it bugged me was the whole spiritual thing with the clever man. I was like, how did he get out? How did he get out of the cage?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. It wasn't just me.
I don't.
Wait,
I mean, I took that as
him being the clever man. Use magic.
Nah, just that she was talking. I don't know.
What?
Like,
Anyway.
Not everything that she was saying was based in fact.
It was a she? The clever man?
No, the
wise-
girl.
No, I'm talking about the clever man just randomly broke out of his cage and got out. Because she went to rescue them after her and Indy broke out of their cage with that little meat trick to the zombies.
Yeah.
And he was not in the cage. He had somehow already broken out. Did you
Oh,
notice
I
that?
thought that was her dad.
No, that was a clever man. Her dad was the one that was a zombie.
Yeah.
That
Willie.
yeah, the clever man was not her dad. That was like the wise man of the tribe. The old guy.
Oh. Okay, I think I blanked on that then.
Okay, yeah. Her dad was dead. But anyway, she kept saying like how she could revive her dad, blah 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 blah. And then the clever man could do it. And then you meet the clever man. His first thing is he's gonna stab the zombie. She's like, no wait, stop. You're the clever man. I'm like, oh, maybe he has some sort of like ritual or something.
He's
He
like,
can do
nah,
something.
let me just hold his hand for a second, and then you stab him.
And spray this perfume in his face. Then you stab him, yeah.
I thought for a little while that the perfume was just like it was a perfume bottle, but it was like water in it.
Yeah.
But clearly it wasn't. You just gotta spray that perfume in the baby's face? Like throughout the
yellow.
whole movie? What's wrong with you? Don't do that.
Remind the baby of the mother.
Yeah, sure.
Speaking of the baby, dude, the one time where the dad like is saying bye to the baby or like showing his affection with his face, and the way she like grabs it almost like and rubs it up on his face.
Yeah.
That was like holy crap. Like
That
how
was
many
good
times
for a baby. That baby reacted
Yeah.
pretty perfectly in like every situation.
Yes, and I was like how did like how many shots did it take to get that reaction? It was like
That's a
the first
good question.
Like, yeah, because they were in Australia. They were in the heat. Looked hot out there.
No kidding. And there were like 100 flies in every scene. I felt bad for the cast.
Yeah,
There's so many flies.
rough. Yeah, and then you had the molasses or whatever gunk on your face too.
God, yeah, that just had to be that could not have been could not have been fun filming.
No, I can't imagine.
Man. All right. All right. Any other thoughts on Cargo?
No, good. No, I enjoyed it.
Excellent. Yeah, I quite liked it too. Okay, awesome. All right. Well, in that case, that's the show for this week. Last thing before we head out, question of the week. Be back with that in just a moment. All right, Ollie. So the question of the week this week is going to be something that we just talked about in the last segment. So we're actually not going to state our cases too much here because you can go back and listen to it if you skipped it. If your partner was bit by a zombie during the zombie apocalypse and they were going to turn into a zombie, would you kill them against their will?
So basically, they will turn into zombie eventually. They don't want you to kill them. They want to do something else. Would you kill them or not?
Yep.
My case was I would not kill them, and Justin's was go ahead.
Definitely.
I would not kill them.
And I would definitely kill them.
Right. And we went into a heated debate in the last section if you want to catch it. Basically, just mine was I have a hard time doing that to somebody like that I imagine is my partner for when we say partner, I mean like life partner. I have a hard time doing that. I can imagine me doing it, especially if we're both on the same page. And Justin's is he doesn't want like he feels like the partner will go and kill other people
Or you.
or you and doesn't want that blood on his hands. Whereas I don't want the blood on my hands for killing a person against their will. So it's like both like win-lose. So yes, you let us know.
Yep, you guys let us know. I definitely want to hear about this one. Ollie, where can people find you in the multiverse?
Find me at twitter.com/Ali Aintrazi, twitch.tv/Ali Aintrazi, coolstuffinc.com, where articles come up every Friday. I actually have an updated list for Chromatic Black up this Friday that links you to the Twitch channel, that Thinktwice Twitch channel, so you can watch me playing the new Chromatic Black deck of Talk Section 1. That's linked in my article. The links to our Twitch channel, which you can also find me there too at YouTube. Gosh, why say Twitch? Sorry, the article for Chromatic Black links to our YouTube channel on the deck, and you can also find me on the YouTube channel, the Thinktwice YouTube channel. All right, so you go, Parnell.
Excellent, got it. So to sum up what Ollie was saying, go to twitch.tv/Ali Aintrazi to catch his streams, and you can go to youtube.com/thinktwicemtg to catch the replay of the stream highlights on there, as well as obviously the Think Twice podcast and my show, free-to-play MTG Arena series, Journey of Discovery. So, but outside of that, you can find me on Twitter at jparnell1, and I'm also the host of the Commanderverse series on StarCityGames.com and YouTube. We're at the end of the season, coming out next week, but you definitely want to stay tuned in case we have stuff over the holiday break. Spoiler alert, we will. So watch that. If you want to contact the show, you can do so at ThinkTwiceMTG on Twitter, and you can email us directly at thinktwiceMTG@gmail.com. Now, if you want to find the show other than YouTube, which we said, you can go to SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and Spotify. Search Think Twice MTG. Leave us a review, either a 5-star review if you like the show, a short text review. Sorry, I have hiccups. A short text review, a like, a comment, and a subscribe if you can. And if you want to support the show further, you can go to patreon.com/thinktwicemtg. And we want to give a shout out to our newest Patreon supporter, Nick Z. Nick, thank you very much for your support. You can join a lot of great reward tiers, including our $1 Augur of Bolus tier, gets you early access to the show, gets you a pair of Think Twice tokens, and gets you access to our Discord channel. Now, Ollie, do you have a Discord animal of the week?
I don't, but I'll have one in 2 seconds.
Okay, great. I'm going to keep talking while you look at that. So like we said, visit youtube.com/thinktwicemtg. You can see the podcast here. You can see Ollie's stream highlights, which there are a number of. You can see my free-to-play arena series, Journey of Discovery. Every week I have a limited Journey of Discovery episode and a constructed Journey of Discovery episode. So you definitely want to check it out. It really shows you what you can do without spending money on MTG Arena. All right, Ollie.
I'm sorry. You know, last week you broke the rules and you voted for Maggie.
You can't break the rules 2 weeks in a row.
Well, I'm not breaking the rules. You broke the rules last time. This time I'm breaking the rules. I'm picking... I probably mispronounced his name. Levrine, the guinea pig again, because that picture's adorable. And, yeah, I'm picking...
Well, you're technically not breaking the rules.
Am I not?
No. Because we had previously... We have not selected Laverne as the animal of the week yet. From Sneal on Discord, we've selected Polly, but Polly has passed away.
Okay.
So
is it Laverne? Anyways,
Laverne.
He's adorable.
I think
that picture's adorable. Okay, well, she's adorable. My apologies, Laverne. I butchered your name. I butchered your gender. But you're adorable either way, and we love you.
We do. Sneal has several adorable pets. Laverne is super cute. Super cutie. So, all right. Anything else, Ali?
No, that's it.
All right, that's it. That's the show for this week, guys. We want to thank our graphic designer, Amber West. You can find her work at amberwestdesign.com. Our director and producer, John Choi. And our agent of Bolus producers, Daniel Hunt, Matt Lindell. We also want to remind you SCGCON. Get your questions ready for us and be prepared to answer questions that we have for you. We're going to hunt you down and ask you questions.
Pin you against the wall, ask you questions.
Maybe not that, but maybe verbally. We might verbally do it.
Okay. All right. Good night, America. Go ahead.
Next week, we're going to be watching The Fountain, which is an Ali pick movie. And that is on Hulu and Amazon Prime. So if you want to watch that and you have one of those two services, you can join in the conversation for next week. But that's it. That's the show for this week. Thank you guys very much.
Good night, America. Justin, America loves you.
Thanks.
I love you too.
Great. Love you too, buddy.
Good night, Australia. And the rest of the world. Except Antarctica. All right, that's it.
Wow. Shade on Antarctica.
Well, Antarctica has like 40-day nights. Something ridiculous.
I think that's just a movie called 40 Days of Night. Are you sure you're...
No, I think the math checks out. Good night.